back for another week of the Fireside Tales with Indigo. Looks like we might be a couple players down tonight, but we are going to press on with some fun and shenanigans. Those who might have been watching last week will remember that we kind of ended off with a cliffhanger. Of sorts. More of a drop 200 feet into the depths and darkness from a very precarious rope bridge for most of our party members. Definitely an interesting finale to the session last week. We did have a couple of party members that were separated from this event. Bresnik had kind of gone off to explore a little bit, and then Mara actually bailed on this fight and
strategically retreated.
ran back into this orc-infested complex. So that is going to be where we pick up for tonight. First things first. Let's get you guys back on over. Well, actually, let's not do that. Because how are we going to do this? We're going to stay right here on this opening title screen. Because before we get started, there is going to be a couple things to go through here. And after you guys had kind of fallen and fell into this darkness, each of you has a vision of sorts, a dream. Ratul, as you kind of blink your eyes open, you find yourself on a battlefield, and you can see that there are bodies around you, as far as you can see to the horizon, and they look like they are bodies of orc, goblin, hobgoblin. These monstrous horde that you have been fighting so hard to become chieftain of. And you see totems sticking out from the ground amongst this sea of bodies. And you see bear, and you see wolf, mountain cat, elk, serpent, on and on throughout this field of the dead. And you see that all of these totems are on fire, surrounded by these bodies. And as you kind of scan to the right, you see that these bodies start to pile up and form a mound, at the top of which rests the dwarven throne of Kundrakar. Ratul sits alone on this mighty throne. Around him lie the bodies of Grybeck, Yin Yang, and the rest of his company. Behind him, a large black dragon rises up to loom over him and roars a mighty challenge at the viewer. And as this image fades, it is replaced by two glowing red eyes and trailing wicked laughter. And then it fades to black. Grybeck is not here, but I'm pretty sure that he will survive the purge, and he will watch this video at some point during this week. And Grybeck sees He finds himself underneath Ironsworn, the dwarven keep that hangs above Dol Muldur. It's an open train city of the Underdark. And looking around, you don't see any signs of life. Nobody is on the streets, and everything seems to be shut down. A glimmer on a nearby wall catches your attention. And as you move closer, you finally realize that the entire wall of this building and every building around you is covered in millions of spiders. As soon as you notice them, they start jumping off of the wall at you and swarm you from every direction. They crawl up your legs, up your torso, and up your neck and throat. You feel them trying to fill your ears and your mouth. They bite out your eyes and begin to tunnel into your empty sockets as you stare upwards, silently screaming. Fade to black. Gawk.
Yes.
You see a giant chessboard. The pieces are oversized for a goblin, requiring 2 hands to move. You see that the pawns all look like Jot, while the rook looks like Jack's shadow. You can see that the knight the knight pieces look just like Tyrone Rock Defender. As you are studying the pieces, you realize that an opponent has sat down across from you. You instantly feel and recognize the presence of your Fey mistress, the Witch Queen. Let's play for a real prize, Gawk. How about your soul? She says as you look. This is a dream sequence. She says this as you look over to the side and you see a giant beaker like you'd see in an alchemist's lab. Inside you see a slightly translucent image of Gawk Sourgut. Knowing that this could mean your freedom, you agree to play the game. And after your great mistress takes her turn, when your turn comes, you lift a pawn with both of your hands and with all of your strength, only to have it start to crumble as soon as you lift it. You see Jot's face turn to dust in front of you. Looking to the next piece, you start to lift it as it too turns to dust. In a panic, you shove over a Jack Shadow Wreck only to watch it as it too crumbles into nothingness. Desperately, you turn to the queen only to realize it now has the face of your patron. The marbled head turns to you and says, "You'll never have enough power to be free of my grasp, Gawk Sourgut." As the scene fades to black. Yin Yang.
Oh boy.
You see an old man meditating at the base of a waterfall with his back to you. Even from behind, you instantly recognize your master and mentor. As you wade into the water to get to him and reach out to touch his shoulder, he turns to look up at you with inky black eyes. He looks at you with a gaze full of knowing and sorrow. For a long moment, until suddenly the inky blackness of his eyes suddenly bursts forth across his face and drains down his cheeks. You see his face begin to turn into blank ink as well as it drains off of the skull, leaving a smile of death. The head slowly bows towards the river, as if in prayer. Then suddenly the entire form of your master begins to turn into inky blackness and drain into the river around him. The sound of the waterfall and the rush of the water pull at you as the scene slowly fades, and you open your eyes to find yourself in complete blackness. You could feel the wet, rocky bank of an underground river beneath you. And you can feel that your lower half is still in this rushing water, and it threatens to pull you back in. Yin Yang, Gawk, Grybeck, and Ratul, you all awake from these dreams and find yourself on the edge of this river.
Ratul slowly pushes himself up, coughing up river water as he drags himself onto the shore.
Okay.
I pretty much come to consciousness and
Okay. And Gok, you find yourself also on the banks of this shore.
Yeah, this is a bit new.
You see Jot kind of sitting at the edge of this bridge, and as you're waking up, he kind of jumps down and he kind of comes over and he's like pulling at your robe a little bit, trying to pull you out of the river without much success.
God, I got myself.
Yeah, boss, you
Got it.
gotta get out of there, boss.
Yeah, I know. I'm walking out.
You see Grybeck also kind of groan loudly, rolls over. But you see him kind of, after he pulls himself to safety, you see him almost just pass out again. Safely out of the river.
And Ratul just sort of curls up a fist and just punches into the stone ground.
Okay.
Oh well, I know Ratul's alive. If anybody's got any light, or if anybody's there, can you pop it? I can't see.
I don't, but I'm right in front of you. You're just kind of like staring around right now. Ugh.
This guy's
Does
waving his
anybody have a
hands in
light?
front of your face.
Yeah, I'm just waving your hands in front of your face right now. Can you illuminate, some? I don't really have anything that can just, I don't have a lighter or anything. Do you got, well, actually,
Well, I'd light a torch, but they're all wet.
Your torches are definitely going to be wet.
I was gonna say, I think, no, actually I don't have any, no, I do. But they'd probably be wet too, because I just fell in the water.
It's true. Let's see. You see Jot. Well, you see Jot fly over. Kind of lands next to you guys. Looks up at Yin Yang, and who cannot see him, and says, yeah, I mean, I could just, like, right on your shoulder and just, like, tell you which ways to go, you know?
Yeah, that's gonna be a no. I didn't think you can go.
What do you mean? I mean, I'm just over here, like, trying to help you and stuff, just, like, trying to offer you a little bit of helps and stuff.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't think I need help from a demon.
Would have walked you into a wall anyways.
I mean, oh man, that's kind of rude. He offered to help you, and then you just kind of...
You hear wings kind of flutter off.
God, I'm been a huge fan of your companion since we found him down.
Okay, what if you hold my hand then? Is that... I'll just lead you around. Is that okay? Huh?
I don't think you're tall enough to hold my hand.
Oh, very funny. Just, look. Just reach down, and I'll grab your hand, because I can see it, and I'll just walk you around. Does that work? Till the... Can use a torch.
Honestly, God, I think you'd run me into a wall just to get a laugh, too.
I mean, if you keep talking like that, I might run you into a wall. Just, are you gonna do it or not? Come on.
Yeah, giving you a hard time, man. We just almost died. Relax.
Okay, fine. You can stay in darkness for a while. I'm going to go look around. Man. Actually, can I summon Jack?
You can.
I'm gonna summon Jack.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and push myself unsteadily to my feet and try to cross the water to grab Greyback.
Okay. Roll one dexterity check from DC 10. Or are you going to try and jump across?
I was going to try to jump across.
Okay, go ahead and roll athletics.
Come on, man. Oh, thank God.
Okay. So you do jump over there, and you see that he is breathing.
I bend down and trying to ignore the probably multitude of broken bones I now currently have. Pick Greyback and hold him over my shoulder as I try to hop back across the river.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again. Yeah, you're good. Just because of your sheer size, plus you have the thing where you count as a size larger, right? For
Yep.
carrying things, yeah. So that'd be fine there. Okay. So you do have Greyback in tow. After a few minutes, you actually hear as Jock comes back, and he's just flying over here, and he says, "Hey, yeah, boss, I found a couple of doors over here."
And a couple of doors.
Yeah,
Wait a
but
minute.
they're like all swollen shuts, you know. It's like I can't get them open.
Okay, let's not touch those for now. Because if it's locked, there might be something on the other side, and I don't want to have to fight some right now.
Well, I don't mean if it's locked or nothing, you know, but I just mean it's like they're swollen shuts from waters.
From water?
Yeah, boss. So as you guys kind of
Okay.
take stock of your surroundings, you look around and you see that this long, narrow cavern is half filled with this underground river, which is flowing along at a rapid pace. A narrow ledge on the north side overlooks the river, which is where you're standing now. You do see that a bridge of stone spans the river, leading to a larger ledge on the south side that follows the course of the river to the east. You can also see that directly to the north of you seems to be a passageway, which is where Jot just came from. And a little bit to the west of you, you see that there is this underground river here, which is flowing to the south and then to the east. Which I should go ahead and turn on that river noises. Because why wouldn't I? I'm so sad that I can't use our battle music. It was glorious.
I just sort of take Greyback and carefully lay him against the stone wall away from the river as I just sort of collapse onto the ground.
They betrayed me.
I'm sorry, Russell. I know, despite given the circumstances of what they would have took the thing back then.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. When we get back, you can make a lot of them examples of. That seems very orky, right?
I was separate from them for 8 years. And this is what I get for coming back, for helping them.
Well, honestly, I think, you know, you were being a bit too nice. If it was me, I probably would have flayed the son of that Ulf guy. But, you know, I mean, you know, it's a good example. You know, gives a good message to not rebel against me. Or, you know, the others.
Okay.
We're not all completely homicidal.
What? Come on. I mean, they would have killed you if it wasn't for him. Well, I mean, they still tried to kill us anyway, but you know. Do things a little bit differently, okay? Besides, I mean, I've heard humans do the same thing too, so. Come on. I just got it from that.
Oh, believe me, I know there's some messed up people out there. There's messed up things everywhere.
Okay. Good, we're in agreement with them.
And you guys do see that.
Bestial creatures that you guys do.
Did you have a preference on which way you wanted to try and go here? So while you guys are thinking about that, which way you might want to go there, let's go ahead and go over to the other guys here real quick. Since Brasnik has joined us, how's it going, bud? Thanks for joining up. Glad you could make it, sir. Are you in Discord?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, you can.
So we're gonna go ahead and start off with you tonight.
Alright. Nice dream sequences, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I was just kidding about death for everybody. I'm not really gonna party wipe you guys. That would be just wrong. Okay, so you do. You had gone off to explore some of this level, this front door, as it's called, and you, as you left the chieftain's quarters, you know clearly found the trap that lay ahead of you, and thinking of how easy it was to spot and simple of a design, straightforward, but as a dwarf, you recognized it instantly. You were able to bypass that and get into these quarters. Kind of rummaging around. You didn't really trust these orcs when they said that they were bringing over this collected loot. And as you were kind of rummaging through, you could tell that the most of the orcs had used this chamber as you know, their quarters and whatnot. And kind of searching through here, you actually stumbled across this ruby, and you kind of stopped to study this ruby and kind of get lost in the magnificence of it. It seemed like it was actually a pretty substantial sized gem, and kind of being lost in that for a moment, you didn't notice until it was too late, suddenly, as this shadow loomed over you, that you had kind of been discovered rummaging through this room, as suddenly blackness claimed you, as the darkness came across your senses. Waking up, you find yourself actually bound by rope and you find your hands also tied together at the wrist. It seems like your hands themselves do seem to be free, though. And you have been unceremoniously kind of thrown on top of some crates. And as you open your eyes, you hear this loud snoring. And as you look over, you see an orc laying across the room, sleeping on one of the pallets.
Surprised I'm alive at all. Am I gagged?
You aren't.
Big mistake.
No finger ties, no gagging. Yeah. Finally, a racial stereotype comes for the win.
Do you mind updating your token real quick?
Ooh, what do you need me to update?
In Discord. To the Brasnik token.
Is it not strange?
No.
Right. Okay, totally forgot.
It's okay. But you definitely do seem to be in a little bit of a situation here. But mouth free and fingers free for a mage is a different situation.
See, this is why when you see something useful, you should investigate it and maybe take part. Watching Doc and everybody, even Alondra used magic. I knew this would come in handy one day.
Well, you know, not many, even dwarves don't expect dwarves to be magic users that often.
I mean, I'm sort of like the almost antithesis of most dwarves. I took up the rogue profession and everything. Went more to the dark side. And maybe not entirely by my own choice, but yeah.
It's true. Circumstances definitely did help provide some of your path. That is for sure.
Alright, so what am I on top of?
Seems to be like a stack of crates.
Right, that great. And my gear is not anywhere near me that I can see.
You can see it kind of piled across the room. It's actually not too far away.
Right. Time to.
I would say probably just like here on these other crates next to it.
Oh, okay. Just gonna try to slowly worm my way over to my gear so I don't make too much noise. Even though I have my hands free, some of the spells I took don't exactly quietly get me out of ropes.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Alright, stealth check. Stealth, where are you? There you are.
Roll perception while you're at it.
Alright, and then perception. Ouch. Can you see them?
I didn't see the roll yet.
Okay, so just to preface, all week, for anything on roll 20, it has been doing this weird thing where it changes my whisper rolls, even though they're toggled to be like, okay, whisper or don't whisper, or even if I never touch it, it sometimes changes it over to whisper, and it secretly whispers things to me, even though it doesn't have a little outline where it normally says you whisper.
Are you whispering to yourself?
No. And even after that, like before, and sometimes even with me, all the settings the right way, my rolls still sometimes don't show up. So if you don't see something, I'll fix it. But that's what's been happening to me.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's try. You see this one?
I saw the stealth roll. I didn't see the perception.
Okay. And now for the perception one. Huh?
All
Yep.
right.
Good.
So the stealth is going to be good enough to beat his passive.
Awesome.
He's sleeping, so he's not actively looking for you, obviously.
Wiggle over. haul around to see if I can find a dagger. Not exactly me, you know. It's great, but I don't need it. And just go ahead and saw through my bombs.
Okay. Well, that perception would be good enough to see that, you know, your backpack had been kind of casually tossed onto the stacks there, and your weapons had been laid to the side of them on the bigger crates. So, like, right here where the smaller crate is, your backpack's sitting on top of that, and then onto the side is where your weapons are kind of sitting. So, kind of very poor choice for an orc.
Yep, dumb orc. Tool's probably the smartest one I've ever seen.
Probably true.
So I'm gonna go ahead and slowly, you know, braid by braid, get myself out of this because I don't want to wake them.
Go ahead and roll another perception check.
Perception.
Oof. So you're sitting there sawing away at these cords, just kind of very, very slowly and gingerly, strand by strand, cutting this. As you're kind of looking around, you suddenly just kind of on your roguish instinct tied to your dwarven understanding of stone, you notice this seam on the wall. And you as your eyes follow the seam as you're working at your bonds, you realize that it makes an outline of a door in this wall.
Oh, oh, oh. Sweet dwarven goodness. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here.
Okay.
I wonder if our tools, like, we can take ears now. Nah, I'm not gonna chance it. Never mind. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Wait, where the fuck is that ruby?
All right. Go ahead and, well, actually, you would have, well, no, you wouldn't. Never mind, because you were unconscious. You don't see the ruby around you, but you know you had it in your hand when this orc clobbered you. And you also do remember that your friends are on the other side of this doorway over here.
Crap. Ruby, friends, Ruby, friends. I mean, they're capable people, right? Nothing bad would happen. I mean, Ratul was king. Maybe, yeah. I did walk off myself, so it's not fully surprised I get topped by an orc. But still, they'll be fine. They're fully capable people. And I'm sure I can take a ruby off a dumb orc. Yeah, I'm gonna free myself and slowly creep over to the orc.
Okay. So your bones finally do, they don't snap loudly as you cut through them, but they definitely do come apart. And as you kind of gather your backpack and put your weapons back in place, you turn and with an eye towards the orc across the room. Go ahead and roll another stealth check as you move across the room.
Right. See that one?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Go ahead and move to wherever you wanted to move.
So, alright. As far as I can move without dashing, and I'm not dashing because that would break stealth.
Okay.
Oh no, I can do that cunning action stuff. Right, I'm a rogue. Ah!
Okay. And you're not in combat either, so you're not necessarily limited to movement.
Sneaky. And freeze over the orc. He's still knocked out, right?
He is definitely still sleeping.
Alright. Any glimmer in his meaty fist, or maybe a boot in the pocket?
Roll investigation.
Right, investigation.
Did you upgrade to 4th level?
Oh, I have not.
Wait, we leveled up?
Yep.
I told everybody to level up to 4th level.
Oh man, I guess I've been too busy with stuff. I've got.
Okay. Go ahead and do that while I'm hanging out.
Alright. Hit that. I got a 7 for investigation, sadly enough.
Okay. You don't seem to find that ruby. Or at least by vision, without trying to search this guy, searching, you don't see any coin pouches. You probably have to search his vest or his clothing, or be a little more than just an eyes on check.
Right. Alright. Alright. You good? You got slippery fingers? He ain't gonna feel you. Light touch. Light touch. Go ahead and
Roll investigation one more time.
Investigation. Come on, don't fucking.
And congratulations
20.
on that 4th level, everybody. It was a 20?
Yep.
I didn't see that one. But
Damn it, see,
Nice.
this is what I mean. Even when I change the settings.
it's okay.
It's the,
You do notice a particular kind of a bulge in his vest, and you just very kind of gingerly like lift it, and you can just see a very dark green, or no, I'm sorry, green, but a dark red kind of glint of a ruby.
ooh, come to Papa.
I swear, it's like watching Abu take the crystal from the Cave of Secrets.
Very much so. Are you gonna
Gonna
try
jinx it.
and get this thing?
That's my ruby, not his.
Roll another stealth check.
Sleight of hand, any better? Or
Yeah.
Stealth straight up.
Sleight of hand.
Okay. Really? Really? Okay, God.
Okay, so this one is going to be contested because you're getting all up in his business.
Abu!
Shut up, Aladdin. I'm busy.
So,
Perception is wisdom.
Just get disadvantage because he's asleep.
So as you're reaching in, you kind of lift up, and with your other hand, you're just reaching in, and as soon as your fingers touch this ruby, all of a sudden, this orc's eyes snap open, and he looks over at this dwarf who's got his hand in his vest, and he lets out a mighty roar. And he immediately sits up and starts reaching for a weapon. Grab your token and roll initiative.
I had a +10, goddammit!
Did I say, fuck you?
It's true, sometimes they do that.
gotta kill him fast.
But you do have that initiative, sir. So, what would you like to do? So, I'm going to say he is still prone, but he's no longer sleeping.
Sleep, you big bastard! Oh, ignore the sneak attack.
You're going to have
Does
to
26 go over himself?
It
Well,
would
no,
be-
he's prone, so you actually have advantage against him. So you can actually
This-
proc sneak.
This is not a sneak. This is magic.
What are you doing to him?
I cast the spell sleep.
We can't see it.
What do you mean I can't see it? I'm a dwarf.
No, we can't see it.
No, we cannot see the spell
Oh.
on the.
You guys. God damn it, it did it again.
Go ahead and click it again. That one's, is that Constitution?
No, there's no save. It's just
Is
against
it-
their max hit points.
It's just max hit points.
If I get over his max hit points, he falls asleep.
What's the hit points?
Yeah, there's a link for the roll I made.
You can, if it's not working, go ahead and roll in the dice roller in Discord.
Sure. Is it which dice spot is it?
It's down in the battle arena section. I need to move it or something.
There you go. Slash roll.
So even your spell descriptions aren't popping up?
That was. It didn't have the thingy turned on, but yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Interesting.
How many dice?
Yeah,
I
I
put
mean,
it. I put it in chat for what I rolled.
so it's 26 hit points of creatures. So as this orc starts sitting up and he starts reaching for a weapon, as you cast your spell, you see it immediately just kind of, and it just like falls backwards again. Just
Uh-huh.
and it falls back asleep.
This is how we do it. Had to waste fucking stuff on you though.
Roll that. Well, I don't know if I've taken something.
Sleep
out
lasts
of
only
those.
for 1 minute.
Sleep lasts for 1 minute and it takes an action for someone to shake him awake.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was just wondering if Robin's sleeping body counted as an awake attempt, but I would say
No.
that you can go ahead and try and get that gem now without the
Alright.
roll.
My
So
turn
as
now.
as you reach in, you grab a hold of the gem and you pull it out, kind of hold it up to the light. Like, my
Straight
gem
in the
now.
pocket.
Okay.
Eh.
So are you gonna try and go find your party members?
Yep, back to that scene. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Okay. No, it's this way.
That way. Okay. The door or the seam? I'm confused.
No, the door is what you came through originally. You came around this
But-
hallway,
But I
and
want to
then
go back to the seam. There was a seam back there, right?
there was.
Oh, I want to go back to the seam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to find those.
I'll
party
get to them eventually.
members. Okay.
Again, they're strong, capable people. Kind of, sort of, but not really.
I mean, okay. So right about now, Ratul would probably be over talking to Yarick. Okay. So you do see this seam in the wall.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and get that open.
Okay. You probably don't even need to roll for that. As you kind of search around a little bit, you find a latch that opens the door. And as it swings open, you see a stairway ahead of you and then another wall.
Ooh, down the stairways.
You go up the stairs.
Yep, totally.
Okay. On this side, you can easily see the latch that opens up the other door. Are you gonna?
Can I open it like slowly?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Cool. Yeah, see this one?
26. Yeah. So you slowly start to creak open this door, and I'll just put you in there so you can see what you see. As you creak the door open, you see an orc standing there with a long bow, and he seems to be standing at some sort of an alcove or like an arrow slot in a wall. And then beyond him, you see another orc standing at a similar spot. And then beyond that one, another orc.
About face! About face!
I mean, I tried to tell you. Okay, so you just close the door back up again?
Nice and slowly, nice and quietly. Glad these dwarven secret doors have oil and hinges that last for good times.
Okay.
This place is well made.
And that 26 will last long enough to cover that too. So as you ease the door closed, and then you head back out the other one, you're going to close that door behind you?
Oh yeah, no, there
Okay.
will be no evidence I was here.
All right. You do know that your timeline on that orc sleeping is going to be running short here.
Mm-hmm.
So I would actually have to say that this is after. Never mind. Just do it. So you're going to head towards the door?
Yep.
I'm just trying to figure out the timing of how this would have happened. Oh, okay. So as you step through the door, again avoiding this trap, you come around the corner here and you recognize the great doors of the chieftain's chamber. And you see that this door is cracked open a little bit, and inside you hear the sound of goblins. And as you look in, you can see that 2 goblins are currently in the process of gathering up all of the sacks of coins and all of the trinkets and everything, and they seem to be putting them in larger sacks. And you see one of them actually digging through the chest containing all of the gold and silver that you looted from the oath.
Hey, what the? So, hey, holding back the anger as my shinies are taken. I'm gonna survey. Is there anyone else in that room? Do I hear anyone?
No. Go ahead and roll a quick perception and stealth.
Alright, stealth and perception. God damn it! Why do you dice betray me? All the time.
All the time. Okay. So, go ahead and roll perception still.
Damn it! You didn't see it. About this one.
Yeah. So, as you're kind of leaning towards the door, you're kind of like, since it swings towards you, you kind of put your hand on the inside and you were just kind of looking in, and just in kind of one of those moments, this door actually chose to swing easily. You feel it just the tiniest bit, and you see both of these goblins look up at you, and you see the one here kind of yell out a warning as it pulls a blade to rush you. Go ahead and roll that initiative again.
Just from one bad situation to the next. The initiative.
Okay.
All the time.
So these goblins are going to go first. And for this, we need some effects. Because you can't just be in a goblin warren without goblin noises. And obviously combat music. But not the Karl Orff Carmina Burana O Fortuna. Because clearly that is unacceptable to the Twitch gods. So we're going to go back to the old school. Their skirmish music. I'm so disappointed by that, you guys. You have no idea. Okay.
What happened?
The last section of last week's episode got muted for about 7 minutes or so because I was playing that new battle music. And even though the music was playing for about 20 minutes, it only muted about 7 minutes of the audio. But it just happened to be like the height of the story moment where the orc was saying, "Ratul not orc," and sliced him down into the darkness.
Oh no!
Yeah, literally like the epic moment of the, from the storytelling's perspective, and it got muted. I was so disappointed. Anyway, so I'm not going to risk that again. I really love the new music, but so these goblins are going to rush you, sir. And let's see how they do with set attacks. This first one slashes wildly at you with the scimitar, but misses. The second one rushes over and also slashes at you, but this time cuts into you for 8 points of damage.
Ouch, ouch.
Sir. But it is your turn.
Crap. I am using spells like tomorrow, but I don't really have. Screw it. Gonna go ahead and magic missile 2 at the one who's directly in front of me, and 1 at the one next door.
Okay.
Damn it! Ignore the sneak thingy.
We can't see your attack.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, I'm rolling. I'm just gonna roll this in the damn.
It might be that you have your attack set
Okay,
to
look.
Whisper.
No, seriously. Tried
No,
everything.
because
It's
he's-
not set that.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I spent all week doing this, and I've already double checked. It's not.
Okay.
All right, I'm looking at the dice roller. It's fine. I'm just gonna leave that screen up in Discord.
All right, so there's the one for the one directly in front of me,
Okay.
and then the 1d4 for the guy next to him.
So 8 to 1 and 4 to the other.
Yep.
Alright, so this guy directly in front of you, as the two missiles blast into him, and this is the one that sliced you as you kind of grit your teeth, as your hand like extends out towards this creature, you see it just start glowing with your dwarven arcane magic, and as the bolts just lash out, two of them blast it right in the chest, and you see it just go flying backwards, and as you kind of point your hand out towards the other one, you see another one blast out and snipe it like right on the side of its face.
All right. That's pretty much all I can do.
Okay. This one definitely looks hurt. Not quite dead though. And you see it kind of looking around and seeing its dead friend. You see it just turn its and just swings wildly at you.
Haha.
That was not going to hit, I'm guessing.
Nope.
Alright. As you nimbly step aside, your roguish defense is on point. What would you like to do to this goblin?
Aha, right. I have the cool thingy. 1, 2. It's whip out my new rapier. Take that side stance and thrust.
Okay. Haha! 18 is gonna hit. As you pull out your new rapier, as you stab out with the weapon, you see it enter the goblin's heart. He just kind of looks at you with this look of confusion as he slowly falls over, slides to the ground dead. So,
Cool flick whip to get the blood off and shing.
okay. So these goblins had been instructed to gather up this loot and redistribute it to this orc horde, as well as take half of the treasure in the Ulf's chests and distribute that as well. So you have caught these goblins in the process of doing this. What would you like to do?
Crap. I don't think there's any way I can take everything.
You do have a handy haversack.
Oh, that's right. And I start filling pockets like a madman.
Okay. So Brasnik immediately sets to work, filling up his backpack with this assorted loot. We are going to jump right over to Mara. And Mara, as you ran away from this battle, you came down this dwarven corridor and immediately broke left, just in full sprint. You see these goblins and these collected orcs that had been in line, waiting to get their piece of the Ulf, look up at you as you run by. And you see this goblin on the crate just kind of narrows his eyes, and he calls out to these other collected monsters here. And you see this hobgoblin, well, you don't see it, but you hear a hobgoblin bark out a command behind you. And then you hear a thump thump as goblins seem to be jumping down off of boxes. What are you going to do from your spot there in the corridor, Marabardai?
Give me 1 second. I'm looking. I'm trying to figure something out.
Okay. You do see this one that jumped down behind you, approaching you, and it definitely looks hostile. As it slowly pulls out a short sword. It's grinning wickedly at you, or a scimitar. I mean.
I had a question that I sent you. I need to respond. I need to figure that out before I continue.
Okay.
I sent you something.
All right. You do know, you have pretty good memory. You do know that to the north of your current location and then to the west leads back to the Ulf's Chambers, where you had rested with Ratul. You know that if you go to the north and then to the east, it'll, wrap around back towards where the secret passage to the shaman's lair.
Can you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
You would remember that you have to travel east. That's the way that you came through here. And then there was that well. Just south of the well, there was another passageway that led to the secret door that went to the shaman's chamber.
Okay.
And then through the shaman's chamber is the way to the Glitterheim, the big stairway that leads down into the
Right.
Glitterheim.
Okay. I'm gonna tell the goblin, I have no time for you. I'm on urgent matters.
Okay, it is advancing towards you aggressively.
I'm gonna move 30 feet. Is this out of combat or is this in combat?
Well, at this point, it is going to be in combat because this
Okay.
goblin is going to attack you.
Oh,
So-
well, I was gonna. Well, once I got there, I was gonna continue my movement. I would just
Oh.
needed to figure out which direction I needed to go. I wasn't stopping. I was, as a player, I was trying to figure out where I was going.
I know. So, as soon as you kind of kept on your movement, you can move the next 30. That's fine, but they are going to chase you.
So I'm gonna go there. And then do we go into initiative?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you run out there with this other goblin chasing you, you see it starting to catch the attention of the other monsters here. So, let's say, did you roll initiative?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna re-roll the goblin's initiative. So, Brasnik, you are finishing up collecting this assorted loot. It does take you a little bit of time, to gather it, of course. And as you do so, you suddenly, behind you, hear the door kind of slide open a little bit more. And you see the orc that you had robbed the ruby from step through the doorway. He says, "Ugh, should eat now," as he draws a weapon. You guys are in a really bad situation. So, this goblin definitely runs over towards you, Mara, as it just wildly lashes out at you with the scimitar.
Oops, I did not mean to press that. Sorry.
Okay.
I was,
The 19
just
gonna
a-
hit.
19 hits. That takes-
Okay. These little guys are starting to swarm at you. Oof. What are you gonna do about this? Assuming the 10 misses. What about that 16?
I have to check. I'm trying to remember how long. I'm trying to look back at if I'd used. Did we
Yeah.
take a short rest or a long rest earlier?
Took a long rest. You haven't used any of your portents.
Okay. No. Yeah. No. The question was if I still had mage armor up. No. I'll use support and then give him a 4 for that.
Okay.
So then add the bonuses.
On that 16.
Yeah.
Okay. That's definitely going to miss then. So you're only going to take that 6 points of damage, but it definitely slices open like a wicked cut along your upper arm. Which is going to bring it to your go. And you do see further to the east here that it looks like another group of goblins, hobgoblins, orcs, seems to be in the process of organizing gear. And it looks like they're packing up for some sort of a journey or expedition or outing of some sort. You do see that Yarrick is also over there and seems to be kind of giving instructions. So, just so you know that's there.
Okay. I am going to use something I just leveled up with. I'm going to use Misty Step. And I'm going to use that using my Fey Teleportation. So I'm going to teleport here.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to attempt to convey to Yarrick there's been a change of plans. There's been there's been some goblins revolted. There's some issues down the hall.
Okay. And you see Yarrick kind of looking at you kind of strangely, and that's where we're going to hold off on that. Brasnik, you do see this orc looking very aggressively at you. And as he pulls this great axe off of his back, says, "Dwarf, here too long! Dwarf, die!" As he swings his great axe at you. Oh. As it connects with you solidly in your chest as you turn to meet this threat.
Oh, it hurts.
It's step 4 to do that. So, what to do?
The door's still open behind him, right?
Yes, it is.
Chase him! Bonus action disengage. Another cunning action disengage. Outside the door. 15. 20. 25. Action to dash. Slam door close.
Oh no. You guys are going in opposite directions. I was kind of hoping you guys were going to link up here. Okay. All right. So that will be the end of your turn.
Well, okay. I should ask this when I was there. As I bolt out the door, do I hear anything in either direction?
You definitely are going to hear what sounds like combat coming from the east.
East is this way, right?
Yeah.
That probably means friends.
I don't know. Roll a perception check, and you're going to have to roll pretty high to hear the elf speaking.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. How about normally? If there's combat going on down here, it's probably my friends. 13?
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe
probably
that's
not
it.
going to be quiet enough to hear her talking from where she is.
That's still probably most likely my friends. Especially since they're not.
I would say that's a fair assumption for sure.
So that was 15 to get out of the room. There's 20, 25. Action to dash. Another 25. There's got.
Okay. And you do see, as you come around the corner, how far can you see?
Door there. Goblins there. Darkness here.
Okay. You don't see Mara, but you can see that these goblins seem to be kind of looking off in that direction and seem to be trying to run that way.
Good thing I have this stack of crates.
It's true.
That was 20. Yeah. I'm good.
Was that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. And you do see these goblins kind of running down this way. And this one is running up to you, Mara.
Wait. So I just gotta take a bonus action on my turn, and then they get to attack me?
Did you not take an action?
No, you said we'll leave it there.
Okay, I thought that was the end of your turn.
No, I took a bonus action to teleport, and then I said to Yarrick, like, there's a goblin revolt. Or there's a change of plan, there was a goblin revolt.
Okay. I mean, it's in the middle of combat, so it's not really like an extended conversation moment.
Right. But I was gonna continue to move.
Okay.
But I guess it's fine, it's too late. It's fine, they can...
Okay. Well, as he runs up to you, as he's about to try and swing at you, Yarrick he yells out in Orcish. Do you speak Orcish?
No.
Okay. He says
I do
something in Orcish, and Bresnik, you're probably close enough to hear. It sounds like you hear the word hold or stop from down the way, and you see this goblin he does actually kind of stop, just hearing the command, and you see that he wants to attack you. And you see these other goblins running up too, and they just kind of come near you. You see these ones up on the crate starting to aggressively look down at you and stuff, but they do stop attacking.
I'm gonna disengage and walk confidently up to Yarrick and say that there were goblins who shamefully attacked Ratul underhandedly, and they were revolting to the west.
What? What goblin dare disobey great Ratul?
The goblins at the bridge. They were hacking away at the bridge while he was on it.
Many not like new leader. As you see these other goblins kind of rushing in. Okay, and was there anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
I'm disengaged. That's it for right now.
Let's see. This orc definitely saw Bresnik turn and run. And he is going to use his aggression bonus action to run right at you, Bresnik.
Just to make sure. Does it say he can see?
What?
Does it say an enemy he can see? He can do that too?
Or can move
Yep.
up to a speed toward a hostile creature that it can see.
Alright, so. Okay.
So, you didn't roll any stealth or anything when you were there? You just
Nope,
kind of
good.
kicking it. So, it is going to run up towards you and try and swing at you again. Oh fuck!
Yeah, really.
No,
After
Hey, there's
going
less
so
damage.
long, I'm getting hurt. I'm getting hurt a lot.
it's true. You should have killed him while he was sleeping.
I was trying to be sneaky. Plus, I didn't know if Ratul was fully in power or not.
It seems like that is the question of the session. So, you do have a chance for vengeance, or to possibly try and run more.
I did hear the orcish hold right when the goblins went running off aggressively.
You did.
Okay.
Hey man, this wasn't part of my plan.
That's more directed at Brasnik.
Well, it'd been worse if if I had not run away or tactically retreated. It could have been even worse. He would have been up here all by himself.
Here's my question. I'm not sure if we ever actually went over this. I've basically spent more than a long rest with the rapier, which was magic before.
Uh-huh.
What does it do? Is it just like a +1 thing, or
It's a +1.
well, there's that. What do I do? I'm actually really hurt, so I'm gonna go ahead and down this last potion.
Okay. Do you call out at all? Uh-oh.
Fuck it. In Orcish, I call out for it.
It's Yarrick. Who I'm
Well,
talking to.
that's great, but Brasnik doesn't like everybody, but doesn't like any orcs besides Ratul, so it's in character. But yeah, in Orcish, real loud as I can. Son of great Ulf, help! Traitors, trying to steal treasures! And then my action was to drink. Bonus action is to disengage, and then run that way. Ah, I can see Mara. Hey, Mara!
Okay.
Help!
You
I'm-
definitely.
I'm gonna make eye contact with him, and my eyes go really wide because I had totally forgotten about you. I just watched everyone die, or I think I just watched everyone die. So it's like I can't. Oh, I can't see you. You can see me, but I can't see you.
Right. Like,
So I'm very confused.
Okay.
It's just my line of cover, I guess.
All right. So these goblins are going to kind of move in a little bit more. As you kind of yell out, Brasnik, Yarrick does kind of step around Mara and walks forward. Says, "All orcs stop fighting!" Let's see. This is going to determine what happens to Mr. Brasnik.
Civil War. Civil War.
That would not be in Brasnik's favor right now.
Oh, not Brasnik's, but maybe we might get out of it.
So you do see that orc that was just attacking. You see it kind of, it's stopping, but it knows that you're one of the Great Red Tool's friends, and it kind of remembers this in its moment of anger, despite having already tied you up and intending to make a meal of you. You see it kind of stopping, and it's looking at you with just this huge amount of frustration right now. But that is going to end the combat order. And as you see these goblins kind of backing away out of Yarrick's path, he kind of strides over, and seeing you, Brasnik, and seeing how injured you are, kind of holds up his hands, you know, kind of beckoning everyone to stop fighting. And we're going to go ahead and jump back over to the sinkhole. Because we have some adventurers stuck down a very deep chasm at the edge of a river. So, Yin Yang and Gok and Ratul, what direction do you think you guys would like to investigate from here?
I don't know. I can't see.
I mean, I was gonna try to go send Jack to the right side over the bridge to see what was going on, or, you know, try to check that door. No,
Okay.
look
Which
around.
way are you going to send Jack?
This way.
Alright, go ahead and move him wherever you would like to. So you guys see Gok again kind of close his eyes as he puts his one finger on each temple. And you see him kind of like muttering in some kind of arcane language as you see Jack's shadow just flit away into the darkness. Go ahead and move wherever you would like to go.
Yeah.
You can go up to 100,
Turn.
right? And still communicate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Checking the distance.
Okay. You do see as you pass by right there, you see a stairwell that seems to be leading down.
Oh, further down?
Right here.
Okay.
Oops, I'm not on the pointer, sorry. Right over here. Looks like a stairwell leading down. At the bottom of the stairwell, it seems to be a pool of collected water.
Okay. Take note of that. Okay, let me just check to see. I think I'm...
Okay.
Okay. I see something there.
You
That-
do. You see some stairs that look like they're leading upward.
Okay, that's good. Probably relay that information back to everybody.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Does Jack see anything in the water? Can I roll for perception for that?
Roll perception.
Okay. Dang. Wait, what was perception for...
Wisdom.
Wait, do I... Okay, thank you.
No, you don't really notice anything in the water.
Okay. I'm gonna assume it's safe then. But yeah, I'll probably relay the information. Okay, I think I may have found a way up. Because I don't know how far we are down, and there's, it's like way over to the right. I'm gonna talk to Ratul because I know Yin Yang can't see at all. Because he's a human, am I right, guys? I mean, come on. Can't even see in the dark. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, so...
Ouch.
Yeah, so there's like stairs going up. I think you probably want to do that because it seems like you got a lot of anger to take out on those guys. There's also a staircase going down, but I don't know if that would exactly be great. You know?
Okay. You do see Grybeck kind of waking up, or he had woken up. In this time, you guys were kind of trying to decide what to do, and you saw him after he sat up and kind of took stock of the situation. Immediately started praying, and you saw he was kind of mumbling to himself. And after a few minutes of sitting here, you guys all feel a little bit better, as you all get 11 points of health back.
Where do you go?
Well, That should help us out a little bit.
You'll have to be enough for now.
As Ratul sort of presses his hand against the wall as he's just seemingly just holding his head for a moment.
We move along quietly. We don't know where we are.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys gonna
I mean,
go-
we could also go, you know, to the north too, if you didn't want to. Because I don't know what that door is over here. You know?
If you go a little bit farther, you can extend Jack's range as well.
Okay. I mean, I could just you know, make him do a quick check on what's over there by that door that Chop was talking about. Probably do that. Boop, boop, boop.
Murbrek, do you have any means of creating light?
You see him kind of walk over and he pulls you hear him kind of rummaging through his backpack, and you can just hear water dripping from it, and after a few moments you hear him just lowly start to mumble, and as he does so, suddenly you can see as he casts light on one of his wet torches and hands it to you.
Oh, thank God.
No problem.
Wait, thank you. Appreciate it.
So now that you
now I
can see
actually
around you, you
I
do
can-
see this river next to you, which you've been hearing all this time. You do see this bridge over here. And you see Jack's shadow disappear through this passageway to the north.
Yeah.
Yep, and you
Yeah.
also see the changes are currently happening to Ratul.
He's going through his man changes.
Aw, someone's going through puberty.
So Jack, as you do enter into this cavern here, I have things to read.
Get it.
Where's the thing? Where's the thing to read? It's over here somewhere. You see that a loud waterfall spills down into the northwest wall of this cavern into a deep pool. The rocky walls glisten with spray, and a weird array of colorful minerals and strange lichens lend an unearthly beauty to this spot. A fast-moving stream runs south from the pool at the base of the falls, and a nearby natural passage heads into the same direction, which is the one you just came through. You can see that a set of narrow stairs cut into the rock winds up to the north, and two old wooden doors stand in a wall of dressed stone to the east. So most of this cavern does look like a natural cave, except that there does seem to be a worked wall to the east with those two doors that seem to be swollen shut from water. Dampness.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll, you know, go look at this stuff over here. Wait, how far? No, I'm good. So, yeah, I'm pretty good. Okay. Oh.
So you see that there seems to be a spiraling staircase that winds up clockwise. Looks like it's very slippery, glistening wet stairs.
Oh God. Well, don't want Yin Yang to die from falling from stairs again, so maybe we should just take the other path. You know? Kind of.
Look at that short stack.
Yeah, I know. I love you too, man. Anyway, okay, so I'll just have Jack come back. Okay, so there's another staircase. I mean, there's a waterfall, but there's another staircase going up. It's kind of wet though. Nobody should really care, right? But you know, I kind of don't know which. There's like two paths that go up. I mean, there's also one that goes down, but I think we want to go up, right? Because I mean, we kind of want to get Brasnik, because you know. But I don't know. Mara didn't like die in 2 seconds, right? I kind of fell off before I saw anything.
She
So.
left and she ran.
Oh. Okay, well screw her then. We'll just try to get Brasnik, because he wasn't even there with us during the entire escapade. So where do we want to go exactly?
I mean, going up to try at least meet up with those we feel we should meet back up with, and honestly, going deeper underground is not ideal.
Everybody roll perception.
Okay.
It fits considering it's dark.
Okay. So, and especially with the rushing water, it's very loud next to you. You guys are sitting here talking about which way to go. And suddenly, let me do this real quick just because. Nope, Greyback is not there. Suddenly, Ratul and Doc, you hear this loud scream echoing off of the walls. And it sounds like a woman's scream. And suddenly you guys remember Gerardo, Corrado, falling into this chasm with you. And you hear this scream coming from the east, bouncing off of the walls across this bridge.
Damn it all.
As Ratul pushes himself off the wall and begins to charge across the stone brick bridge.
Okay.
I'll follow suit.
I guess I shall also follow. You know?
Sounds like the
Don't know.
girls are in trouble. We should go.
I honestly
Yeah.
didn't think they'd survive.
Yeah,
It's
I
my
kind
Greyback.
of hope.
It's my Greyback.
Oh
voice.
yeah. Exactly. It's perfect. I'm pretty sure he'd be proud if he was here.
I hope so.
It's that amazing, you know. I mean, it's better than mine. I was just doing a pirate for him.
Arr, laddies, it's time to go. So you guys do see this stairway. It does look like it is kind of leading down into this puddle of water, as I mentioned. You can see that it's a short flight of stone steps leading down, and there is a wooden door that stands half open. You can see that dark, stagnant water pools in the small landing at the base of the steps, and it seems to also be in the doorway, presumably filling the room beyond as well. The area smells of rot.
Okay, but it's
The scream came from below us, where I can see it looks like a door, or
No, it seems like it came from the direction that Ratul is.
no. Okay, so that's good. It's, well, I mean, we don't know what's below further. We got.
Okay. So. Where did my Greyback go? What did I do? Oh, he was hiding. Okay. So as you guys kind of come around the corner here, Ratul, as you enter this chamber with Yin Yang hot on your heels, Gok and Greyback following, You see that the rock stairs climb steeply, turning north and then descending towards the east into a cavern very much like the one you just left, but smaller. A ledge along the river continues east to a door in the north wall, and the rushing river separates you from a ledge on the southern side. You can see that this cavern seems to be filled with stalagmites and stalactites. And as you kind of look across this chamber, you see suddenly Gerudo leaning up on this riverbank over here. And she seems to be looking back in this direction over here. And as you kind of focus your attention, you suddenly see the dismembered head of Karana laying on the stone. And you see Gerudo pointing at it in horror.
Wait, they're humans too. They can see in the dark?
Oh, that's right. She can't see a goddamn thing.
Let's roll the tape back there.
Good call. You do see her sitting up and screaming in the darkness, and as you guys look, suddenly probably just Ratul would see this at this point. You suddenly see this stalagmite sitting there in the middle of the room. You all of a sudden see like this tendril reach out from this stalagmite, and as it wraps around Karana's head, you see it lift this head up into the air, and suddenly you see this giant eye open up in the middle of this thing, followed by a maw of serrated stone-like teeth as it brings this head to its mouth and starts to chomp on it. As it's doing so, you see it look up right at you. Go ahead and grab your token and roll initiative. As you see...
Oh gods, these are not good rolls.
As everybody sees this.
Hang
Well,
on.
You will see this.
Oh. Should I? Hang on. Try to.
What are you fighting? Oh my god.
I repeat what I said earlier. You guys are screwed.
We thought we were screwed, but oh my god. I
mean-
that's scary.
I mean, you know, it's the usual for dungeon delving and stuff.
So, let's not go ahead and clear out. Aren't you guys glad that you're out there fighting a whole horde of orcs and goblins?
Oh, who said we're fighting them?
Because I do not.
I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be a fight.
It doesn't have to be that way, man.
We could just be running.
Can we all just get along?
Why is he not rolling initiative? Alright. So, Gok, at 16, you suddenly hear this monster scream out. Very earthly, deep roar.
Guys, I really can't see what's going on. Could you enlighten me on what you've just found over there?
Ratul, I think, is the only one that can see it so far.
Giant stalagmite with rubbed tentacles and teeth.
Okay. Okay. Well, Ratul, buddy, I think you've got this. Can wrestle it in submission, and I'll be in the back. And you know, Yin can help you out with that. You know, Be just here. You go get him, buddy.
You guys are in a bad situation.
I mean, oh wait, I go first. I just realized. Oh shit.
Tactical retreat.
This human is over here.
Can I? Oh god, can I shoot in between Ratul's legs? Of this? If I were to crouch onto the ground.
I mean, I'll give you disadvantage, but you can do it.
Okay, that's better than nothing, right? It's not
You
like I'm
can-
gonna roll a 1.
You can step.
God.
It'd just be difficult terrain to get past there, so that his space would count as 10 feet. So
Yeah.
for 15, you could move over and not have disadvantage. And then
Okay.
You can use your other 15 to move back if you want.
So I could move here and then just go back, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that would be difficult terrain. I mean, that's okay. So I'll do this. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna blast it. What's it?
I forgot to show you this. This is going to be you here in just a minute.
Oh, okay. That's great. That's fantastic.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It just did it.
You did it. Go ahead and roll that damage. As you step forward and you kablabbity-blabba at this thing, you see the purplish energy wash over this creature, and it kind of like, shies away from the magical blast and then looks back at you, and you see tentacles erupt from all around its body and start waving around the creature.
Great job! You got its attention.
Yeah, and on that note, I'll just look at Ratul for a second saying, okay, I softened up for you, get in there, big guy! And then just go break out behind him. And that's... I'll use my bonus action to hide behind the steps.
Okay.
And
Go
that'll be
ahead
it.
and roll stealth. Oh, that's a good one.
Pretty good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I forgot about your buddy. Your other buddy.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget good old Tyrone Jenkins.
Yeah, good old Tyrone Jenkins. Perfect. Oh, God.
I mean, it's better than fucking Arnold Rock Defender or whatever the fuck you named it, right?
Tyrone Rock Defender? Hey, I didn't come up with that last part. That was everybody else. I came up with the first part of that name, okay? I'll take credit for that. But
Leroy Rock Defender. Can I just call him Tyrone Jenkins? No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so Tyrone Rock Defender is going to be at your side as per usual. So,
okay.
after you lash out with this purplish energy, this roper definitely turns its attention in that direction. You actually see these tendrils suddenly lash out in all different directions. And with a reach of 50 feet,
Oh
You-
boy!
see it immediately. One tendril goes at Ratul, another tendril lashes out towards Yin Yang, and another one lashes out towards Jared.
Do I have any cover considering I put myself behind a wall?
Yeah, I will give you half cover, which is going to give you an extra 2 on your AC. And dexterity saves. So this one will be against Yin Yang.
Nope, misses.
Okay. This one will be against Ratul.
That's a hit.
Okay, so you are immediately, as this tendril lashes out towards you, it immediately lashes around your arms and your upper torso and starts dragging you right at the creature. The escape is going to be a DC of 15, and you have disadvantage on that check. But it is going to immediately reel you in. Oh wait, I have to roll against Jared as well. that is going to be good enough to hit a human. So you are going to be immediately pulled 25 feet towards the creature. Same with Jared. And now it gets 1 bite attack. So I'm going to 1 or 2, it's going to be Ratul. 3 or 4, it's going to be Jared. Okay. Well, so much for making a Gyarados a future NPC hero that can come and fight along your side, because she takes 13 points of that piercing damage.
I mean, she could. I believe Ratul can take down the creature despite being grappled by it.
You hear her scream out as this creature stuffs her whole upper body into its maw and chomps down on her. You see her immediately just go limp as it starts pulling at her flesh to rip her in half.
Okay, we're gonna stop that right quick.
Yin Yang. What the fuck is going on here?
As soon as you yank forward, I'll run.
As you get closer, you suddenly see this monster that's got your friend. You see Gyarados hanging out of its mouth.
Alright, from where I'm at, I'm going to run forward, start gathering the air in my hand as I run forward, and then blast it forward from where I at and try to slam him into the wall.
Okay.
Ooh, that's actually a good one.
That is a good one. But because of the way that this creature is, it isn't going to be slammed, just because of its nature. But that is a huge amount of damage. So let me go ahead and roll that strike suit.
Roll shit. Roll shit.
Roll
Oh.
shit. 26 points. As you're gathering this blast of air, you're feeling, the hiss. You're feeling this almost being drowned and drug and battered along the bottom of this river. As you're kind of gathering this anger into this blast of air, as you kind of do the fireball, extending both of your hands forward, this collected air lashes out against this roper and just kind of washes over it, and you see like tendrils getting blown back. In a way, it's still kind of holding on to Ratul, but you definitely hurt this creature with this attack.
Okay, well, I was gonna scream, her now when I saw it in her mouth, like, I don't know if I hit him hard enough to make her drop her, because I said, he said, dude, I think you're gonna get slammed, but it still gets pushed 20 feet away. If it can even be pushed up.
No, he won't get pushed.
Gotcha. Okay. And then that will pretty much be it for me. Can't really
Okay.
do much else other than drop her.
Alright. Yeah, you're not sure if this creature understands your language, but it definitely seems to be intent on a meal. Cryback. So that's going to be 10, 15 to there, and 25 to there. This Gryback, what is Gryback going to do for there? Let's see. Gryback is going to cast Shield of Faith on the big green monster. So your AC goes up by 2, Ratchet.
Marked it down.
And then he is going to be done there. So Red Tool, you are currently grappled. And you are at disadvantage on your strength checks at the moment. Is there anything you can do about that?
Like that too, once you take it, shield face is bonus action.
Yes. He can
What?
even attack.
Like the Sacred Flame.
Yes, because it's a cantrip.
Oh, that is a bonus action, you're right. Yeah, I don't know if he has any throwing weapons.
I
He
think
has Sacred Flame.
Yeah, Sacred Flame. He's used it plenty of time.
I know, but you can't cast a spell.
You
Yes,
can
you
cast
can.
you can only cast cantrips, not level spells.
I thought that was a sorcerer thing, and you had to use meta magic.
No. You can cast 2 level spells if you use a sorcery point for Quicken. Every other caster, you can cast a main spell and you can cast a cantrip. But you cannot cast 2 level spells.
Well, good call. Thank you. He is going to Sacred Flame that bastard. Not for very much, though.
It all helps.
Some is better than none.
He's going to take that full 2 damage. Okay. So yeah, he definitely does as well. My apologies. Red Tool, go ahead. So you are
Yep.
grappled.
Yep. And everything's coming all up into one, as I would like to rage.
Okay. So you guys see Red Tool being grappled. Suddenly, his eyes start glowing this reddish color, and you see this bear pelt that he's been wearing almost like sinks down even further on him and almost becoming a part of him as the strength of the bear infuses into this friend of yours. And you see him grow even bigger and bulkier and stronger looking than he had even been previously, as he fully absorbs the totem of the Baratron.
And now, as my main action, I'm not going to break free. I'm going to break its jaws. As I stick my hands right in the gap where he's chopping on Jaredel, and I'm going to wrench them open.
Okay. Go ahead and roll strength. This will definitely be contested.
Will I roll strength or athletics for this?
Athletics.
And because of the grapple, am I considered at disadvantage?
No, it's going to be a straight roll because you have advantage on strength checks when you're raging.
Oh no!
Oof. So you are trying to force this monster's jaws open, but just feels like you're trying to move solid rock. Even feeling the teeth and the texture of the skin of this creature feels like stone.
Note to self, always roll before the damn monsters. Damn it. And that'll be my action.
Okay. Alright. Gawk. The fuck?
You know what, actually? I think I may have something that might help people. First, hang on, though. Okay, what is this? Creature or other invisible object choices no longer listed. Okay. I am going to cast on it. Then wait. Yeah. And it has to make an intelligence saving roll.
Okay.
But first I gotta figure out what is it. I'm thinking. Okay, this creature is going to see. I think over here. So right next. Is it over here? Right next to it. He's gonna see a demonic version of the elf that we fought.
Okay. Alright.
If that's okay, and you know, roll that intelligence saving throw, monster. Do it. DC is
With
13.
his 7 intelligence, he is going to make that roll.
Okay, well.
I think not.
You see it actually look over
It's a
at
crit
this
fail.
manifestation of the Ulf, and you see it immediately turning its attention to this newest threat.
Yeah. It's going to think it's fighting the demonic Ulf now. Ha ha. I mean, I think that should help, you know?
Well, let's see how that plays out.
I mean, it can keep rolling intelligence saving throws if it wants to. I don't think I can make it the Phantasm do anything after I summon it. It has to be the next turn, right?
Well, no. When you summon the Phantasm, basically, as long as it's under the effects of the Phantasm on your turn, you can actually cause it to do 1d6 damage to it, as long as
Oh.
it matches what the image would do.
Okay, so yeah, I'd have the Ulf swing his big ol', you know,
Is that on the first round or subsequent rounds?
I guess subsequent runs. I'd have him just.
No, actually, it seems like it would actually affect it on its round.
Alright,
Oh.
roll 1d6.
Okay, I'll roll 1d6.
Because it's on your turn.
Hey.
Okay. So the Great Ulf lashes out with Wolf's Claw and slices a deep mark. So is he the only one that sees this thing?
Yep.
So yeah, you guys actually don't see what this Roper seems to be reacting with, but it's definitely turned its attention from the party. You actually see it kind of holding Jaredil out now, out of its maw, still grappling her though, but just kind of holding there limply in the air.
Yay, I was useful.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So this Roper's already got Ratul and Jaredil, so it's going to try and snag Yin Yang and the Great Elf. Oh wait, it actually is going to go after Grybeck as well. It can snag up to 6 people. So you see that Grybeck is now grappled.
Wow, the one thing that actually could hit Grybeck.
This thing seems really scary.
This thing is really scary.
It is a scary monster.
Yeah, ropers are dangerous.
Oof. And Yin Yang, you are also grappled. And then it is immediately going to reel you guys in.
Oh no, it's going to try to grapple the illusion, but it seems the illusion dodges the Roper's tentacles.
No, I haven't rolled that one yet. But, I mean, that's automatically what's going to happen, just because it is an illusion. The Roper is
Yeah.
going to make up its own reasoning as to why it failed. So it lashes out towards the Great Ulf. It doesn't grab anything. I'm going to roll an intelligence check on this, because... Yeah.
It has to use its action to roll the intelligence check. It cannot.
Yeah.
It cannot attack.
Yeah, because it has to investigate. Is how it.
And it fails, and so it cannot figure out why its roping attacks are not working on the Great Ulf, but it's not going to be able to bite anybody because it's trying to figure this mystery out. So you guys got to round away from that bite. So Yin Yang, you are currently grappled, and you are right next to this creature.
You got me held place up again.
It's going to be a DC 15 to escape, but you have disadvantage.
And Jaredell's still just held aloft unconscious next to me.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, if you want to try and use acrobatics to escape, you can do that, and you won't have disadvantage.
I'm sorry, what was that?
If you want to try and use acrobatics to escape, you can definitely do that, and that won't give you the disadvantage.
Nah, I think getting rid of this thing is probably a little bit more beneficial. after the fall, having the dream, realizing things going on, a little bit upset with the way things went down and seeing another fellow human's life in danger. I'm gonna push myself to the limits and realize, hey, I can do it again.
Oh ho!
Okay. Let's roll that strength check. See how much damage he's gonna take.
Let me go.
Oh!
Fail again. For another 24 points of damage. As you see again, you see like bits of rock breaking off of the main body of this thing. Now you see a couple of the teeth come smashed loose on this thing, and it looks like it's starting to crumble a little bit from these attacks.
And y'all notice as I'm doing this, the tattoo is growing brighter than usual as I'm getting the wind, the greenish blue energy that goes down through my channels is becoming more vibrant.
Definitely starting to attract attention. That is for sure. Is that going to be the end of your turn, sir?
I'm not exactly sure how the ruling works on this. Oh no, wait, I didn't read it. It's actually I have to do a physical attack. I can't do my bonus attack off of that. So, yeah, that's...
It's true.
Unless you were the rule, I can still do martial arts after that, but I don't think you can based on the wording and the ability.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. So, as you come to the end of your turn, let's see.
I'll
darn it.
also yell, Ryback, save her if you can.
I know he wants to. I want to cast Searing Smite on this bastard, but I can't. So I already have a concentration up. But he is close enough to do this. And you see him reach out, and he also just puts his one hand right on this creature, and he's from the Underdark, and he knows the danger that this creature poses. And you see him definitely wanting to end this threat. Damn.
Nope.
That's an attack roll, isn't it?
That's an attack roll, and it's not going to do it.
It's not going to do it, and that cost one of his second level spells too.
Oh, man.
So, that is sadly going to miss. But you see him, after his hand kind of misses as the priestly magic is fading, you see him kind of growl, and as he clenches his fist, he calls down the sacred flame on this creature.
Wait, hold on a second. Is inflict wounds an action?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Then you cannot do that, unfortunately.
that's right. That's right.
Action economy!
Okay, so that'll be the end of Gravix turn. Sadly failed. Ritual.
Yep, I'm tired of this thing. As I'm going to go reckless on this.
Okay.
Six bludgeoning. Oh, actually, I forgot to add rage, so that should be 8 bludgeoning.
Okay. So 8 points of damage on this creature. As your fist smashes into it, you see shards of rock fly. You definitely see cracks appearing on this creature as your blows land, as this accumulated damage mounts up.
And then I bring my other fist back and ignite the cestus.
Okay. Smash.
Does an 18 hit?
Let's see. So everything so far has just been fucking rock solid, I think. Because an 18 does not hit.
Damn it.
You guys have been rolling really high so far.
That'll be it for me.
Doc Sourgut.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I kind of know what I do with Phantasma Force, but it's like, Is there anything? No. I mean, well, okay. I'm gonna have the elf swing his big sword and smash into the creature again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that damage.
I am sorry to interrupt, by the way, but I just realized something because I forgot to level up. Between those 2 strikes are there, he's going to take 4 more damage. I forgot to add more for my...
Okay.
Oof. Man, that's exact opposite way.
That's a 1.
You set up your action. Bonus action.
I mean, oh yeah, I still have my action. Okay. Well, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it then.
Okay.
Because, you know. Oh wait, do I get advantage because I was stealth for that one? For the first part? Actually, nah.
No, because that was from the Great Elf. You'll have advantage on this attack, though.
Okay. Well, no, I wasn't talking about the 1d6. I was talking about the Eldritch Blast. That's pretty good.
You'll have advantage. Karana makes your
Hey.
first death save. Or journal.
Oh no. Okay.
Alright, so
7
21
damage.
is going to hit for 7 points of damage.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go back to the stairs and use my bonus action to hide.
Okay, go
No.
ahead and roll stealth again.
Okay. Oof. Okay. I think I'm hiding. I
You
think I'm hiding
definitely
really
think-
well.
You definitely think you're hiding.
Your little bum sticking out.
Don't forget you can send Jack around on your turn as well.
That is true. I've got a lot to... Okay.
I know.
I'll have
You
Jack...
wanted to be a minion master.
Yeah. I'll have Jack hide and get ready to do some stuff. So he'll stealth. Hopefully he does better than I do.
Okay. Well, I mean, even if it's just to move around.
Okay. Well, he did do better than I did, so you know that's good.
Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I think that's good. My turn.
So, this thing is going to try and rope the Great Elf again. Since there are no new... It ropes itself in the face. It actually, you see the one of the tendrils as it lashes out towards the Great Elf and grabs nothing again. It actually slams into the wall, and you see it kind of like crook at this weird angle. You actually see the tentacle drop off of the creature, and then right where the pustule is, where this little tentacle came out, you see another one start to emerge, stretch out.
Isn't that the crit fail table?
This thing,
To a point.
this thing can't crit fail. What are you talking about?
I think the crit fail was it losing an arm.
Oh,
That
I
was-
thought we were using the crit from the machine. That's the reason I brought it up. Because we had to use it to...
How dare you?
Ooh, 75.
75? Oh man. Hit self half damage.
Ah!
But it's a tendril and that doesn't do damage, so it's not good.
Wait, does it like grapple itself then?
It grapples itself. It gives itself a loving hug.
Good.
Goodbye.
Nothing happens, guys. Nothing happens. Okay, so it
Dang.
can't reel anybody in, so it is going to try and bite. Let's roll that intelligence check again. Because it really is freaking out about this Great Elf. This time, however, Was there a
I thought it has, to use
DC?
its, it has to use its whole action to do that. I thought.
Yeah, it has to use its action to do that, but still, it did realize that it's not the actual Great Elf.
Right.
So,
So it has finally figured out that this illusion is nothing. Does that mean it doesn't do anything to damage it now, right?
Well, no, it needed to use its action to check to see if that was the real thing.
Oh, that's
Otherwise,
what
it still believes it's real.
Yeah.
It just
so
did that.
yeah, it did that. It's probing around at this thing and finally realizes, using its action, realizes that it's not real, and turns its attentions back towards the party. But that is going to be the end of its turn for this round. So, Yin Yang.
Breathing heavy, sweat dripping down my brow now that I've exhausted pretty much.
Knees weak, arms spaghetti. We got it.
I'm just gonna punch it.
Spaghetti arms.
Smack it good.
Essentially at the moment, yeah. So I'm actually pretty much gonna try to hit inside the weak points from the little holes that I pricked in its armor from hitting it with the.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely see lots of cracks forming. Sadly, a 9 is still not going to be enough to hit, and neither is a 10.
Nope. I'm just like, let me go! Like hitting it on top of the head, trying to scream, "Let me go! Let her go! Let us the go!"
Yeah, you feel like your strikes are just harmless against the tough exterior of this monster. Gryback. And that's the end of your turn, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all I had. Action and bonus action. Can't move with grapple.
Okay. So, this guy is going to just smash this thing. Or not. You see it hit the armor, the tough exterior of this creature that kind of sadly bounces off. And he can't cast a cantrip, right?
Nope,
Has to
unless
be-
it's a bonus action.
Has to be 2 spells then.
Yep, so if he has a main action spell he can cast as a bonus action, he can do that.
Right. No. Because Cure Wounds is a action, right?
Yep.
Yes.
The only bonus action healing spell is Healing Ward.
Okay, so that is going to be the end of his turn, sadly. We are looking at Ratul. What are you going to do here, buddy?
Reckless again. I am just trying to pound this thing into rubble.
Alright. 25 is going to hit for sure. For 10 points. As again, you see rock shards flying from this creature. You definitely see that it's getting to be worse for wear now. It's still wanting to fight.
And now igniting the cestus again, try to see if I can actually land a blow. Does a
That hits.
20 hit.
20 hits.
Woo woo!
Nice. 17 points. As your fist slams right into its face, you see the flames like just fly out in all directions from where the point of impact is. As you see the scarred flame marks all across its form. This creature's definitely looking bad, guys. You're almost there.
And that'll be it for me.
Okay? Gawk. We're back to
okay.
the Sour Gat.
I'm gonna blast it again with Eldritch Blast. You know.
Okay.
Because, don't really have anything else that would exactly do a lot of damage to it.
Roll with advantage.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll roll that again then. I
You
did
might
it
crit.
normal.
Okay, so that 23 definitely hits.
I also forgot to say I was gonna use Fury of the Small on that.
Okay.
Whatever the damage is, you know, so it's plus.
Damn. It's plus 3, right?
Nah, because it's up to my. Well, it's how high level I am for.
So
it's
plus 4 to that.
So it's your
plus
proficiency.
4 to this. Yeah. Oh, wait.
17 total?
No. Oh, hang on, let me check. You're the small.
You're the smallest plus your level.
Yeah, it's plus my level.
Oh.
So I'm level 4, so 17
Yes.
damage.
Alright. As the Eldritch energy blasts over it, you see a huge chunk of rock just gets blasted off of the top of the creature. Definitely
Alright.
looks like it's definitely crazed, full of cracks, and you see it's crumbling in front of you. Not quite finished though. Are you
Hey,
gonna?
I meant to run away.
Okay, go ahead and run away. You gonna hide again?
Yeah, I'm gonna hide again. That's all I'm
Roll.
doing.
Go ahead and roll.
Wow. Okay.
Nice. You're definitely hiding this time.
Yeah, I'm really hiding this.
I forgot I was gonna have you stumble out on your failure, and then it was gonna rope you and try and eat you, but I forgot. So it's okay.
Yeah.
So instead, it's gonna try and eat one of these fellows here. So 1, it's Greyback, 2, it's Ratul, 3, it's Yin Yang, and 4, it's gonna be Jared.
Ooh,
God damn it! Stop trying to eat Jaredell!
that's one automatic fail on her death save.
That is
That-
an automatic fail on her death save,
Shoot.
and oh,
Oh!
maybe not.
Wait,
It
doesn't
bites
it
off
get
its own
advantage?
tentacle!
Maybe
Yeah, it
not.
gets-
The GM says.
Wait, it gets advantage if it's restrained. I think the tentacles do that for attack rolls.
Restrained.
Grapple.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
It's lucky because technically, if it does bite, it would be 2 failed death saves.
Huh.
Well, with advantage, it's still gonna hit,
Oh.
and she takes 20 points. What's the rule on how negative you can go? It's 3 times.
In 5e, it's just you take 2 death saving throws if it's a melee and 1 if it's
Oh,
a
that's right.
ranged or magic.
Okay, so she
And,
takes 2 death saving throws. She's got 1 left. She's had 1 save, but at the end of this round, she's gonna have to save again. So. Yin Yang. You see this woman is now back in the mouth of the roper.
I'm gonna try to beat it down and try to get it to let us all go. It's all I've got left.
Okay. Lashing out with the stick.
Well, I meant considering I was grappled, didn't have it held, I feel like that's pinned against my back while I'm wrapped, so I've lift out my hands and feet.
Punch it! Punch it till it dies!
Punch it till it dies. Oof. Not enough again.
Seriously, the same fucking thing again!
You are just grappled in a way that is just making your strikes ineffective. So.
I think drain all your E did not help.
Well, no, well, actually, it probably helped us a lot. I'm half dead, though, but I'm just weak at the moment from draining myself trying to get rid of this thing.
It's true. Grybeck is not having any better luck on the other side of this creature. Ratul, the Red Earth. You've been through a lot in this dungeon.
Let's see if I can't take my hate out on this thing. Reckless attack again.
Do the thing. 21's gonna hit.
8 points of damage.
As you see another big, huge chunk of this monster falls off. You see that the tendrils almost start looking more limp and more weak in their efforts. As you see the cracks all across this creature now.
Come on, Dragon Flame Fist, finish this off. 23!
23 hits. As you lash out, you feel the fire, your rage is channeled into this flaming cestus, and you feel the fire just erupt all around your fist. And as you slam down into this creature, it explodes, and you feel the fire like going into the cracks, flowing all the way through this creature. And as your fist connects with it, just from the inside, you feel this almost like an explosion happen as this thing just flies into broken pieces of rock and black blood as you finish the rope.
Considering me and her are dangling over the river, I'm immediately gonna drop into the river and try to go for her, try to get her out and bring her to Drybeck.
You definitely go ahead and roll
I will use
dexterity.
I'm gonna use actually one of my abilities to control and shape water and bring us to shore.
Oh,
Let's see this fancy pants.
Well, dang. Look at that.
And I can have 2 instances up of it at any given time, so I'm gonna control the water around me and her so that she stays afloat, facing up, until I can get to her and bring her to shore. Here's the Drybeck.
Okay, you'd be able to do that for her this round. But for yourself, you'd have to roll that dexterity check, being in the water.
Alright.
But you're not grappled anymore.
Wait, isn't Ratul also falling into the water?
Ratul
Yeah.
also have to roll that dexterity
Oh.
check.
Shiz.
dex save, or is it a...
Dexterity check.
Put her on the floor with Drybeck, not near me.
Or,
Yeah,
I
please.
don't know, what is it? Let me read the fast flowing water real quick. Let's see. Oh gosh, I'm dumb. It's totally athletics, not dexterity at all.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that's my fault, Yin Yang. Can you roll a, it's a DC strength saving throw. Or athletics check. DC 10 athletics check. That's my fault, I'm sorry. Oof.
Can I catch Yin Yang at a minus my athletics?
Yeah, I was concentrating on saving her instead of myself, so we'll call that how that happened.
Roll a reaction. A dexterity save this time. Or acrobatics.
Me?
Yes. And Yin Yang, you feel as your water is bringing Jaredol to shore, you suddenly feel the flow, the rush of this river catches you. And you guys do see Yin Yang starting to get carried down stream.
Would this be an acrobatics, or would this be another athletics check?
It would be, I think this one would be more of a dexterity thing, because you're trying to act quick enough to grab him. So it'd be acrobatics. Nice, and that is going to be good enough. Just as he's about to start flowing downstream, and you could see that this river basically goes, it looks like it goes just back into the wall again. So you can only imagine how much of this river is just an straight up underground river. You have no idea how many miles it may go. So as Yin Yang is being swept away to almost certain doom, suddenly on his shoulder, the big green meaty paw of Ratul grabs you, Yin Yang, and you feel yourself being tugged against the current. Which way
Water means nothing to the bear.
which way are you gonna try and get out of this river here?
By the way, I wanted to say before, I moved the water to bring her to Drybeck's side, not to my side.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Yep, as soon as the river fall into river, I just instantly just start moving as though the water means nothing to me, grabbing Yin Yang and just launching ourselves right behind Gripe.
Okay. So you see Gravik kind of step aside as he starts to minister to Jared. Okay. So that is going to drop us out of combat.
Hey guys, did we win? I didn't see what happened. I was kind of, I was, doing hit and run tactics, yeah. And that's
Yeah, boss, you handled that just perfectly there, just with style and finesse. You know what I mean, boss?
Exactly, Josh. Exactly. And I even saved everybody from getting eaten by the monster.
You did good, Doc. That was nice. Sorry for being a bit of an ass earlier. I kind of woke up a little bit cranky.
That's okay. That's okay. As long as everybody can just bask in the glory that everybody. Jeez. Everybody. Yeah.
So you see, as Grybeck leans over Jaredel, you see all of her wounds start to close. This gigantic rent through her midsection. You see it all close and start to heal over, and eventually she opens up her eyes, kind of looking around, blinking against the bright light coming from Yining's magical torch. What's happened?
We heard you scream and tried to come to your rescue.
I felt something grabbing at me.
Yeah, there's this weird stone creature thing with arms longer than anything I've ever seen.
Ratul is just quietly taking the giant by the roper and trying to manhandle it over to the corner of the wall.
Okay.
Oh yeah, speak of the devil, there it is in front of you. That thing.
She kind of like shudders as she looks at it. So what happened to us? The last thing I remember is, that awful bridge. We were just falling, and then oh dear, Karana.
Jodo, I need you to look at me straight here. I'm sorry, we didn't get here in time. Your sister, she's gone.
What do you mean?
She's gone.
She just starts crying. And she like puts her hands in her face in her hands and just kind of starts sobbing.
I'll give her a hug while we take a quiet moment here while Ratul and Grybeck do their business.
Yeah.
Grybeck's gonna try and comfort her as well.
Ratul is going to do what he does best. Seeing that the outer shell is too hard but the inner mouth is soft enough, he takes out his hand axe and begins to cut the thing open.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for its heart.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
$15.
Okay. So let me actually do this as well, because Grybeck is an Underdark character. And you see him as you're kind of like digging through this thing. He kind of looks up from the young lady as he's comforting her and looks over towards you. And he says, "Look for the gizzard. Cut it open."
I nod as, while I'm splitting it, I follow the throat where it should lead to the gizzard and pull that out as well.
Okay. And he does mention that if it's possible to try and salvage them, that the digestive juices of these creatures can be a powerful reagent for magic.
Hence the gizzard.
Well, as you cut open this gizzard, is that what you're doing?
Oh, is the digestive thing a separate thing from the gizzard?
I believe they're eventually interconnected somehow.
Right, so I'll go ahead, since the gizzard should be by the stomach, tie up the stomach into a nice little sack, but cut open the gizzard.
I think the gizzard is the part before the stomach that helps break down the food into smaller pieces.
Yep.
So you find in there, actually, as you're kind of digging through the grossness, you actually find a ring, and you find 6 gemstones. You find a ruby that's actually fairly substantially large, and you find 2 big emeralds, and 3 smaller serpentines.
I place those off to the side and look looking at the ring, I turn towards Jaredel and... Well, actually, first I'm going to take the ring in my hand, holding it carefully, and shove it into the water to clean the black ichor off my hands, before taking it over to her to show it.
You see that it seems to be covered in some kind of arcane runes.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was something else. As I set that along with the gems.
Okay.
But now, do I find the heart?
Indeed.
Then I go ahead and cut that thing out, seeing the
Okay.
black ichor probably still pouring from it,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing I'm going to need a lot more strength before I go back up. As I
Okay.
open my jaws and eat it like an apple.
Mm. As you guys hear the disgusting sounds of Ratul enjoying his meal, Gok, would you want to have Jack do any kind of exploring around this place? Is Gok there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had my mouth full, so I kind of didn't want people to hear me chewing.
That's alright.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna jump over there with everybody, cause no.
No, but you do have a shadow that can recon for you.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna just move here, and I'll have Jack go a little bit forward, see what's. Oh.
You do see this large door. It seems to be open. It's a sturdy iron door, iron plate, and it stands open in the north wall of this cavern. Inside you see a short passageway with 3 small iron doors set into the west wall. Even from your angle, you can see that the first 2 seem to be open, but the door at the end of the hall is closed.
Okay. Let's see. I mean, okay, Jack's a shadow, so he can just, swiggity swooty his way into the door, right?
He
Go this way.
definitely can squeeze through apertures that are very, very small.
Okay.
And there would be enough of a gap for him to slip in there if he so choose.
Yeah, he's gonna slip in there and see what's on door number 3.
Good.
Huh.
So you see that the first 2 cells are empty. It does look like it was an old prison, perhaps.
Okay.
And you can see that this last one does seem to be held shut or locked of some nature, as Jack is easily able to slide under the door. You can see that it does hold the skeletal remains of a dwarf in rusted plate armor. And you could tell by the make of this armor that this person seemed to be someone that was important.
Ooh, plate armor is super expensive.
Dryberg's gonna have a cow. He's been looking for some of that, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's been looking for that, and he's probably going to unrust that as soon as possible.
We don't even know if it's magical yet. Until Doc tells us, I guess. Let's stop interrupting. We need to know the condition of the armor.
It does
Sorry.
look very corroded.
Okay, it's very corroded plate armor. Could I roll to see if there's anything else? Here?
Roll perception. Because Jack
Okay.
can't really investigate necessarily.
Yeah, so like,
He can see, but he can't really. Oh, yeah. You do see that because of the decomposition and whatnot, the way that the armor is hanging, you actually see a small purse of some kind that's kind of laying on the floor at this point. And
did
next
you
to
say
it,
a small purse
yeah,
of some kind?
and next to it you see it looks like some sort of a key. As Jack gets a little bit closer to this key, and you can see through his eyes that on the handle of the key, it looks like a larger key than a standard size key, and on the handle of it, you can see a glowering dwarf's face.
Oh my god, that door that we saw the.
Is it, I'm assuming it's not the key to this one, but, that's the cell door, I mean, but to some sort of greater riches, one would say? Eh?
Possible.
Okay, well, okay, I guess one more thing before I do anything else. Can Jack open the door from where he is right now?
No, it is locked.
Okay, he can't open it from his side. Okay, so he'll go back out, and Gawk.
Definitely inside the cell is the harder way to open it.
Yeah.
They designed them that way.
Well, okay, that makes sense. So I'll get Gawk to use his thieves' tools to unlock the door from the outside. Yeah.
Right. You gonna walk up there with Chuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but I can't see him because I only see Jack right now. 'Cause I'm on him. Oh, wait, now I can see. I can see him. Never mind. I just had to scroll down two feet. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So it's like, you know, Cox says everybody's just doing their own thing. He's just gonna go.
Are you putting the stealth away?
Yeah, you know, I'll be back. I'm just checking something out. Yeah. Just do
Probably
your
a good
thing.
idea to go off on your own.
No, it's not that far away. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
You see this armor trailing right behind Gawk.
Yeah.
You see Jock kind of sitting there, just kind of watching this scene. Like, fine, I'll go keep an eye on the little guy. You see him flutter off after Gawk.
You're even smaller than me. That's not really saying something.
I mean, are you gonna open this thing or not, Buzz? I mean, come on now.
Look. Let's let the master do his work.
Oh yeah. Yep, you're the boss.
Hey, Indigo, I got a question for you.
What's up?
It's a bit of a stretch for the ability, but I'm trying to be sweet. I also have Mold Earth, and while it says the instances can only last for an hour, if I were to see her and concentrate on it for a few minutes, could I make her a statue of her sister to hold on to for a memory? Or something to hold on to as a reminder of her sister?
Sure.
And make it permanent. I know it's a bit of a stretch for the ability, that's why I was going to concentrate on it for a few minutes.
It lasts for an hour, and then as she's crying over her sister, it crumbles to dust.
Yeah,
Oh, such a dick move.
No, it, definitely, yeah, you can. I'll let you do that. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just going to pretty much create just like a little small pocket-sized statue of her sister.
Okay. She definitely takes it and, you know, kind of starts crying a little bit more, but you can tell that, you know, it's a, you know, a cry of thanks, you know, sort of a thing. So, you rolled a 15 on those thieves' tools. That is going to be good enough. As you're kind of tinkering around with this lock, you hear it and it kind of protesting a little bit, but you're able to get it open, and with a little bit of force, you're able to shove the door open, or pull it open, I suppose. And as you do so, you step inside, and you see this dwarven skeleton kind of laying there.
I'm gonna check what's in that purse right now.
Okay. As you lift it up, you hear kind of a little clink of coins. Actually, seems like at one point it was a nice silk purse, but it's definitely rotted. And even as you're lifting it up, you feel like some coins trying to burst out, and just from the color of it, you can recognize that it's platinum. And you find 7 platinum pieces.
Gonna pocket those right now. Yeah.
Okay. And you also find this key. And now that you're looking at it in person, you can definitely see that it is a key for a very large door, or of some kind, and definitely a carving of a dwarven face in the handle.
Oh, that must be for that great big dwarven door. Oh, yeah.
You okay in there, boss?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy. So very, very happy.
Did you find something good in there, boss? You like a little shinies?
Yeah, I found something fantastic. And I'll pocket the key right now, so I don't know what to put it as. Angry dwarf key?
Sure.
Yeah?
Dwarf key, angry dwarf key, whatever it is.
Do we hear that loud maniacal laughter down the hall, or is it a little bit too loud?
Roll perception. It's a pretty loud river. I don't know.
You mean that was just how Gawk laughs normally, honestly. You know? That's how he laughs normally.
Yeah. Well, Tula doesn't notice, but you definitely hear some kind of giddiness from your resident goblin.
I think he found something back there.
Oh, I wouldn't
Hey,
doubt
I
it.
got 5 gold. I got 5 gold. Says he doesn't tell the truth about it.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't kill himself with it in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, so 5 gold then, Gryback. You're down.
Okay, guys. Yeah, you know, I found some stuff. It's pretty, you know. I mean, there's this dead dwarf. You know, Grybeck can have his armor.
The what?
Really wants.
You see him looking interestedly in that direction.
Yes, it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, but you know, it's a pretty good set.
What
Good
kind of
set
armor? He's already got some good armor on him.
Yeah, but he could get even better armor. Yeah.
That's why I asked, what kind is it? 'Cause the only thing better, I think, what he's wearing is plate.
Well, you're
let's-
in luck.
Let's go have
That's
a look.
plate armor over there. Pretty good.
As he makes his way into the back.
Just completely
I think
ignored.
you're
It's like,
lost in
get out of my way, plate armor.
Think that probably Jaredel is right now way too emotionally drained to probably do anything. Artula is actually going to carefully pick her up bridal style and leap across the river.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
Alright, go ahead and roll athletics.
Okay.
I stepped back long enough to do a running long jump as long as I take 10 feet and you jump. I think it's your strength score plus something, which is 9 plus, I can't remember what it is if you want to look it up, but I should have a bit of a
Yeah, you
gap.
should be able to make that. It's like 6 feet, 7 feet. And do you have to roll for that?
No, with long jumps you just jump that distance. You don't need to make a roll.
Yeah, that's why I moved back to 10 feet to do the running long jump. You need at least 10 feet to do a running long.
Okay, so you definitely make it back across there. And you now have a little more loot, a human, and a dwarven key.
I don't know about that, but I think we'll need the rest of it. That fall kind of took it out of us. We weren't expecting to fight something that strong, and if there's one of them down here, there's no telling if there's not more.
Well, I mean, it also kind of seems like this is a bit of a dead end. You know?
Well, you said you found cells back there, right? Wouldn't that be a good place to hunker down and nothing could come in behind us?
I
Definitely,
mean, yeah, sure.
this section here definitely does seem to be, seems to have come to a dead end.
I'm sorry, you cut out what?
This section right here definitely does seem to have come to a dead end. The only way out from here would be either going back west down those stairs or trying to brave the river, but again, you don't know how far underground it may go.
There's not a cavern above. There's not a cavern above us. There's something could come from above.
Well, Also, I mean, aren't there's those set of spiral staircases way back to the left?
I was suggesting the near back where that prison where you found where all that goodies at, because nothing could come out of 6 up from one direction.
Oh yeah, sure. That's fine. You know, I mean, you could just sleep in jail cells.
Not in the cells, in the hallway. There's only one door leading to them. Right?
So you want to take a rest here? Is that what you're saying?
At the jail cells where we can at least have a very narrow checkpoint for anything to say
Okay.
hello.
All right, go ahead and move to where you'd like to have a rest.
Probably right now.
Sure, I'll just be hanging out in one of these. One of these, you know. You guys can take a rest after 2. Then
I-
take first watch.
I look down at Jaredel.
Can you walk?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Don't push yourself.
Well,
Man.
seems like the dwarf's magic did quite a lot for me.
R2 is actually going to sort of fall back a little bit just to keep an eye on Jared.
Oh, I thought she was walking with us. I was gonna have you put her in this one right here while I slept up against the door.
I do appreciate your kindness. This is all so terrifying.
No, believe me, we're scared too, but you keep going or you die. I'm sorry to say it so harshly, but that's the truth of where we're at.
Okay. And you know that she also cannot see without your torchlight.
Yeah, no, that's why I kind of figured she was walking with me. But I was keeping with what when I put my phone position
Okay.
here.
And it does sound like Ryback's at work doing something in the other cell, and after a few moments you see him come out, and he's kind of got the pieces of the metal that he could salvage from this plate, but he kind of has a disappointed look. Says, most of it seems to be too corroded to use, but I might be able to salvage something.
Artul is just going to slump against one of the walls and just settle down.
I
Get
can.
some half plate out of that, maybe.
It's possible. I think she was very important to the Dwarven army here. Probably some sort of lieutenant or general.
Well, Doc said he found some stuff on her. You can talk to him about exactly what he found. Did you tell us about the key?
I don't think he did.
Then I wouldn't mention anything about that to him. But I was just saying, he said he found some stuff. Talk to him.
I wouldn't doubt it. And he kind of goes into the cell. Do you mind if I crash up against the wall here? And Geraldine just kind of motions towards the corner without saying anything. As you see Gryback kind of lean up against the corner and immediately fall asleep. So, as you guys are taking this short rest, we are, I think, going to call it for tonight. And we will pick back up upstairs again next week, because there is definitely a discussion to be had with Yarrick, and what is going to happen to Brasnik and Mara, who are definitely still in a very precarious situation themselves. That battle did take a little bit longer, so I apologize for you guys just hanging out, but I'm definitely glad that you did. I hope everybody had a good time tonight, and same with anybody who might have been watching. Definitely always like to have people hanging out with us, and you know, it's a pretty fun story and an awesome group. So anyway, with that being said, I will bid you adieu for another week of the Fireside Tales, and we are definitely going to be picking this up next week to see where the shenanigans take us. So, all of that being said, you guys have a great night, and come see us next week. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.